Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today, we share our recommendations for destinations with visas for digital nomads. We also explore concert tourism in India and how it's evolving. We will tell you what Thanksgiving is all about, which was celebrated on Thursday this week, and showcase some beautiful Christmas markets that have just opened up in various places. Let's begin. Working from home has become a common feature post the pandemic. Many people can achieve what they need online. Some even do all their work online while moving outside their home country. In our lead story for this week, we look at some of the most popular destinations for digital nomads. The pandemic brought in a new age of remote work, where long office hours faded away to give rise to home work tasks. This allowed employees to work from anywhere, when going into the office was no longer required. Companies recognized enormous benefits. Some companies even reduced their office space to let workers work remotely. A shift in workplace culture was also seen, allowing employees a better work-life balance and location independence. So what is a working nomad? Anyone can be a working nomad if they work remotely and make their income online. Have passive income streams through entrepreneurship or use technology to work without being in their home country. Workers in nomad-friendly roles often involves writers, editors, graphic designers, programmers, and social media managers. As more and more people seek out the lifestyle of remote work, we give you our list of top recommended destinations where working nomad-friendly visas are available. Let's begin with a few scenic countries in Europe. Portugal, located in the sunny southwestern part of Europe, is a favorite destination for many digital nomads due to its gorgeous beaches, affordable living, and tasty food. The country's nomad visa is called D8, and it allows you to live and work in the country for 1 year, with the possibility of renewal 4 times, up to a maximum of 5 years. Spain is another popular destination due to its vibrant culture, good food, and great climate. In January 2023, it introduced a digital nomad visa, which allows remote workers from outside the EU to live and work in Spain for up to 1 year. Let's move east to Croatia, another scenic country on the Mediterranean coast. In 2021, the government introduced a digital nomad visa that allows remote workers to work and live in Croatia for up to 2 years. This is a great option considering that Croatia has a stunning coastline and is regarded as a relatively affordable country. But what if you don't want to travel as far away as Europe? Well, right here in Asia, there are several options. Thailand is estimated to be one of the world's top 3 digital nomad destinations, according to some sources. Thailand is a traveler's favorite for its scenic beaches, tropical climate, and delicious cuisine. The new Destination Thailand visa is a 5-year digital nomad visa that allows a maximum stay of 180 days per entry. Malaysia is another affordable country in Southeast Asia that offers a digital nomad visa. The program allows digital professionals worldwide to come and stay for up to 24 months. For Indonesia, 2 visa options can be suitable for digital nomads, depending on whether you want to stay for 6 months or up to 1 year. The visas do not allow you to be employed in Indonesia, but making an income from a foreign company is fine. Indonesia could be a dream destination for beach lovers with its rich culture and countless beaches. Although these are only some countries that offer a digital nomad type of visa worldwide, we hope they can inspire you to pick up an online job and use it to see the world. It may be time for a relocation to a different environment. Perhaps you should move to where you are treated best. The world is a big place, and those with wanderlust often get to see the most of it. Music tourism is rapidly becoming one of the most influential trends in global travel. As travelers seek more immersive cultural experiences, attending music festivals has evolved from a simple leisure activity to the main attraction of their journeys. As the demand for such experiences grows, the travel industry is adapting to meet the needs of this music-driven audience.
The rise of concert tourism is not only reshaping how people travel, but also impacting the economy. Music is no longer just a backdrop to a vacation. It has become the focal point, turning a trip into an immersive experience that blends entertainment, culture, and adventure in ways that traditional travel never did. In the recent announcement of Coldplay's additional concert in India, Ahmedabad sent a ripple through the travel market. According to data from an online travel agency, domestic searches for accommodation in the city spiked by 47%. As Coldplay is set to take the stage in Ahmedabad and Mumbai, hotel prices are surging, reflecting the growing importance of concert tourism. In Mumbai, for example, prices near major concert venues saw a staggering jump. A hotel stay near the D.Y. Patil Stadium surged to $7,600 for 3 nights, driven entirely by the influx of concert-goers. This price surge is not an isolated incident, as India witnesses back-to-back sold-out concerts from global icons like Bryan Adams to Diljit Dosanjh. Music festivals like Lollapalooza are also experiencing similar phenomena, with ticket sales and travel bookings skyrocketing. Moreover, Indian fans increasingly travel abroad to catch their favorite artists, making music-driven travel a global phenomenon. According to reports, music events are now a key driver behind travel decisions, with a significant number of Indians booking their vacations around personal milestones, honeymoons, anniversaries, and birthdays. What's fascinating is that concerts have seamlessly woven into these milestone celebrations. The music tourism sector is experiencing a significant surge as more travelers seek immersive, live performance-centered experiences. According to reports, this trend intensifies towards the end of the year, with a 24% increase in searches for city-specific packages geared towards upcoming concerts rather than general vacation destinations. Music tourism's reach is expanding globally. In 2023, concert-related bookings surged in Europe, while 2024 saw growth across Europe and Southeast Asia, particularly in destinations like Thailand, Singapore, and Abu Dhabi. This shift highlights how Indian travelers are increasingly venturing beyond domestic borders, seeking international concert experiences as high-profile artists take their shows abroad. Instead of opting for extended vacations, music travelers now favor shorter trips, often built around a weekend with a few extra days on either side of the main event. This allows them to enjoy the music while soaking in the local culture, exploring new cities, sampling local cuisines, and connecting with like-minded fans. Post-pandemic, the demand for experiential travel has exploded. Music, concerts, and events are now central to this shift, with travelers seeking not just destinations but defining moments. As this trend continues to reshape the travel landscape, it's clear that music tourism is more than just about attending a concert. It's about embarking on a cultural journey that opens up new horizons and perspectives.
Thanksgiving 2024 is here, marking one of the most celebrated holidays of the year. From the iconic turkey dinner to the bustling travel rush, this holiday continues to evolve while holding on to traditions that unite us all. Let's look at some of the trends that shaped Thanksgiving this year.
Thanksgiving, the holiday that brings us together to give thanks, feast, and celebrate the harvest, is back again. For many, it evokes images of family, food, and the simple joys of the season. But do you ever stop and think about how this day came to be? Let's rewind back to 1621, when the first Thanksgiving is believed to have taken place. English colonists of Plymouth and the Wampanoag people gathered for a shared feast to celebrate a bountiful harvest. The spirit of cooperation and gratitude since then laid the foundation for the Thanksgiving holiday we know today. It's a time to pause, reflect on what we've been given, and appreciate the abundance in our lives. Fast forward to today, and Thanksgiving has evolved into a time not just to give thanks, but to unite.
Thanksgiving was created to some extent to unify the country, but on a very specific moral footing, right? So the idea that it would be a family holiday that gave thanks for what they had. The emphasis was on the family unit or the larger extended family. That's why it wasn't a big time of gift exchange or anything like that. It was coming together, breaking bread, and having sort of a relative sense of harmony.
But as you probably know, Thanksgiving isn't just about the meal. It's also about traveling to be with family. The roads and skies were packed as people made their way to reunite with loved ones. For some, though, Thanksgiving was celebrated very far from home. Take, for instance, the astronauts aboard the International Space Station.
Greetings from the International Space Station. Our crew up here just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all our friends and family who are down on Earth and everyone who is supporting us.
And one of those big traditions is having a Thanksgiving meal together. And so we're going to celebrate that tradition up here, though our meal may look a little bit different. Don, if you hold the mic. So we've got a container here of all the things that we're going to enjoy on Thanksgiving. It is a feast. Let me see. We've got Brussels
sardines,
Brussels sprouts, butternut squash, apples and spice,
smoked turkey,
and smoked turkey. It's going to be delicious.
And while the astronauts looked to the stars, back on Earth, another tradition unfolded at the White House. President Joe Biden continued the annual tradition of pardoning two turkeys named Peach and Blossom this year, pairing them from the Thanksgiving table. It's a quirky tradition, but it serves as a reminder of the light-hearted side of Thanksgiving. So as you gather with family and friends this year, think about how far this tradition has come. Whether you traveled across town, across the country, or even watched from space, Thanksgiving is about celebrating what we have together. It's a reminder that no matter where we are, we all have something to be thankful for. Happy Thanksgiving.
Christmas is nearly here, and before the festivities begin, Christmas markets open up around the world. Take a look at our roundup of recently opened quaint markets worldwide.
Let's begin in Strasbourg, France. This is the famed Christkindlmarkt market that dates back to the year 1570. It can be found at Place Broglie, around the cathedral, set in a quaint square surrounded by cute historical buildings. The market's centerpiece is an enormous decorated and well-lit Christmas tree. Over to London, where even in November, Christmas had already begun. This is Santa Roars, a festive dino at the Natural History Museum in London. While at the Royal Botanic Gardens queue, the Christmas light trail begins. A highlight of the trail is the laser and water show at the Victorian Palm House. Across the city's shopping districts, the Christmas lights are turning on too, and people are getting ahead with their gift shopping. In Vienna, Christmas begins officially with the opening of the winter markets, according to tradition. This market is expected to draw 50,000 visitors in the opening weekend. At the same time, Castle Schönbrunn is sparkling in the night with a Christmas tree with 3 kilometers of fairy lights. The stalls here sell traditional handicrafts and mulled wine, with fairground attractions available for the young and even an ice rink. Budapest lights up the holidays with culinary treats, thanks to Hungarian renowned chef Lazar Kovacs. This year's Christmas market offers attendees around 200 varieties of food and drink and products from nearly 100 Hungarian artisans. In the Big Apple, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree arrived, signaling the start of the holiday season in New York. The 22.5-meter Norway spruce was taken into Manhattan's Center Plaza, where it was hoisted in place by a crane. To decorate it, it will require about 8 kilometers of light strands. There you have it. Christmas is coming soon, and before you know it, the vibes will be all around you.
Croatia's booming tourism industry is facing a growing challenge as short-term rentals threaten to push up housing costs and disrupt local communities. In response, the Croatian government has introduced new laws designed to regulate the market and restore the balance between tourism and affordable living. But will these reforms protect residents or stifle the tourism-driven economy? Take a look.
Croatia is introducing measures to regulate short-term rentals to address the rising housing costs exacerbated by tourism.
Samo isključivo od iznajmljivanja jednog apartmana, zašto bi on trebao biti obrtnik?
The government has proposed new laws that would increase taxes on short-term rentals and require 80% tenant approval for such rentals in residential buildings. This move follows concerns that the tourism-driven demand for short-term rentals, especially in cities like Split and Dubrovnik, is pushing up rents and leading to the depopulation of local communities. About 10% of Croatia's housing is dedicated to short-term rentals, with some coastal areas seeing a drop in long-term residents. This trend has raised concerns as properties remain vacant outside peak tourist seasons, disrupting local life. While the government hopes these laws will help restore balance, property owners are strongly opposed. Many worry about the impact of the new tax rates and the tenant consent requirement. In Zagreb, owners have voiced frustration.
Now we are faced with the fact that we will have to turn to our neighbors, putting ourselves in an uncomfortable position. That is perhaps the worst thing. It should have been solved by a third party and not for us to knock on our neighbors' doors and make both sides feel uncomfortable. There will be a lot of closed apartments.
Local voices in Split and Dubrovnik argue that short-term rentals are eroding community cohesion.
It happens that these young people, we are mostly talking about partying visitors, because they are mostly in the city in apartments, in the city center and in the city in general. They party until about 2 o'clock past midnight in the clubs. After the clubs close in the city center, they return to the apartments and bring with them other strangers they have met. And then there is rowdiness, shouting, drunkenness. People not only can't sleep, but their health suffers.
The proposed reforms are still under discussion in Parliament, and while some view them as necessary to preserve the local housing market, others warn they could hurt smaller hosts and limit the industry's growth. Tourism, a significant contributor to Croatia's economy, could face broader consequences as the legislation progresses. The government continues to evaluate the balance between economic growth from tourism and the need for sustainable housing.
Many people dream of traveling the world without taking a plane to reach their destination. Recently, a globetrotter from Egypt made it to Japan, traveling only on land. Take a look at his inspiring and frugal journey.
Japan is experiencing a tourism boom, but one recent visitor embarked on a journey unlike any other to get there, traveling over 46,000 kilometers, the equivalent of circling the earth, using only boats, trains, camels, and hitchhiking. Modern-day adventurer Omar Nok has become a social media sensation, amassing over 750,000 Instagram followers by documenting his epic journey from Egypt to Japan across 12 countries, all without boarding a single plane. Japan's weakened yen has made it an attractive destination for global travelers, drawing nearly 27 million visitors in the first 9 months of the year and generating a record $37.58 billion in tourist spending. Japan marked the furthest he could travel in Asia without taking a flight. His adventure ended in Tokyo on November 7th, after arriving by ferry to Fukuoka after a journey of 274 days. By comparison, a flight from Cairo to Tokyo would only take around 12 hours. This wasn't Nok's first unconventional trip. He had previously explored Europe and the Americas, but this journey dwarfed his past experiences. The first step, he recalled, was the most daunting: boarding a cargo ship at Egypt's Safaga port bound for Saudi Arabia, a moment accompanied by nerves and words of encouragement from his father. Once aboard, his anxiety melted away, and his adventure began in earnest.
The day one was the hardest part. Just taking that first step. For me, it was a leap into the unknown, especially because of the countries I was planning to go through. I don't know much of them. There's not much information about traveling in them. Not many tourists go there. You're Iran, Afghanistan, Central Asia overall. So in that part, it was difficult, the first step. But once I got that first step, afterwards, you're in the flow, you're in the motion.
Along the way, Nok hitchhiked to Mecca, sandboarded the vast dunes of Iran, endured a breakdown in Tajikistan's mountains in a purple Dodge Challenger driven by a fellow traveler, and traversed parts of Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan by horseback and camel. The journey was filled with unforgettable moments and encounters in remote regions rarely seen by tourists. Previously a financial analyst in Germany and Luxembourg, Nok funded his odyssey through personal savings and an exceptionally frugal approach. Spending an average of just $25 per day, he completed his 2-week stint in Afghanistan on a mere $88. Despite the challenges, Nok said he never felt unsafe, as the kindness of strangers consistently guided and protected him.
Sometimes I would camp, sometimes hitchhiking, so all that things. I am a budget traveler, like eating food, street food and so on, sleeping at hostels. I think in Nagoya I was with 25 other people. I think it was 26 total in the room. The budget, I think so far, on average, has been in the mid-20s US dollars per day.
Nok's journey resonated deeply with his online followers, offering a rare beacon of positivity in a world often overshadowed by conflict and division. His story, filled with adventure and human connection, reminded people that even in the most unfamiliar places, generosity and goodwill are universal.
That's all we have for you on the show in this week's Wings, but we'll bring you more travel content next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.